If I had a young kid and he drew this for some elementary school project, I'd be proud of him. This actually gets a positive score of an 8 out of 10. But it's harmless enough that I could honestly just give this a very passable score of just 8 out of 10. So I guess I'll be generous and give it an 8 out of 10 because while the circles bother me and the missing islands bother me, overall this map isn't too bad at the end of the day.
So overall, the map is okay, the data is bad. So I guess 8 out of 10?
Overall, this isn't the worst map by any means. 7.5 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I can't be too hard on this. 7 out of 10. So I'll settle with a 7 out of 10. But honestly, in spite of all that, this isn't the worst map in the world, so I'm just gonna go with a 7 out of 10. I mean, maybe I'm getting soft, but it could have been a lot worse, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, this actually isn't the worst looking map, but it does look like a very rushed edit, so I'll be sympathetic and give it a 7 out of 10.
Although the marble texture does look nice, so I'll go with a 7 out of 10.
Admittedly, I actually really like the aesthetic they're going for, so I'll give it a high score on that and a down the middle score on accuracy, giving it a rounded average of 7 out of 10.
These are normal sloppy borders I see on these, so I'm more lenient to give this one a 7. Oh gosh, what is wrong with Molly? 6. It's now a 6. 6 out of 10.
This actually kind of makes me feel conflicted because on the one hand, the main focus of the map, for all I know, is mostly correct and really doesn't look that bad. But the surrounding stuff is personally bothersome enough to me where I kind of want to give this a 6 out of 10. Maybe I'm getting too rough in my old age. Maps like this are tough to grade, so I'll give it a 6 for aesthetic, because it doesn't really do much for me, and a 5 for accuracy, making it a rounded average of 6 out of 10. Would it be wrong to give this a 6 out of 10? Like, the mislabeling is bad, but I feel like this wasn't an awful map itself because it's just the labels that are wrong. And I feel like that the other maps were sloppy. Yeah, let's just stick with the 6 out of 10. It's just sloppy. 6 out of 10. So with 6 bad maps, we're already off to a wonderful start. 6 out of 10.
Maybe it's just because of the nature of the poster.
6 out of 10. It's relatively harmless enough. 6 out of 10. We'll say 6 out of 10. I think the best way to fairly rate this is to rate each of these 6 maps on their own merits and then average the score. Let's see, I guess that'll be a 1 out of 10, then a 3, 9, 4, 7. That one's pretty good, but it's missing the Falklands, so that'll be a 9. That averages out to a 5.5 out of 10. This one is all around quite a bit of an awful mess. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. So for this one, I guess I'll give a 5 out of 10, I guess?
I guess overall, it's not the worst thing, but these borders are still pretty bad, so 5 out of 10. We're going to need a moment of silence for the children who got this in a school textbook and can never learn cartography again. 5 out of 10. This map is a mess. 5 out of 10. So this map gets a 5 out of 10. Then the inlet map is just awful. Let's say 4 on accuracy, but a 5 down the middle on aesthetic, giving it a rounded average of 5 out of 10. This needs to be fixed. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Well, honestly, the list goes on and on here. 4 out of 10. Overall, 4 out of 10.
Just awful. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. So sadly, I'm going to have to give this a 4 out of 10. Sorry. 4 out of 10.
Frankly, this is embarrassing for an AP textbook and why the IB program is better. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
Blech. 4 out of 10. There's always something, isn't there? 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. It's just not a good map. 4 out of 10. Okay, so I think 7 on accuracy, but 0 on aesthetic, giving it a rounded average of 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. This is pretty bad. 4 out of 10. But overall, it's definitely quite a mess. 4 out of 10.
I don't know if this should get a 7 out of 10 since the map shapes are correct, or a 0 out of 10 since the entire purpose of the map is completely wrong. Let's just average it and say 3.5 out of 10, I guess? Yeah, that'll work. Blech. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
Obviously, it goes without saying that this is pretty awful. 3 out of 10. Beautiful map. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Come on, people. You can do better than this. 3 out of 10. This seems like familiar. Didn't we have a map from a few episodes ago that did this exact same thing? Geez, actually, yeah, this is almost the same as this map from episode 3, except I guess this one also had Portugal slide over with Spain, but both have the same mistake with Spain and the Low Countries. Even if Spain moved to different spots, what are the odds that we have two separate bad maps that both sink the Low Countries and move Spain underneath another country? Yeah, 3 out of 10. Geez, this map gets worse the more you look at it. Wait, is Australia freaking tilted to the wrong? 4 out of 10. Actually, sorry, 3 out of 10. The river border thing really bugs me. 3 out of 10. Overall, as much as I like pixel graphics, this isn't particularly amazing aesthetically, and since continental shapes are the only detail they're going for, I have to give it a low score. That makes the rounded average 3 out of 10. So I think I'll place it here, giving it an average of 3 out of 10. But since you're a federal representative, you should probably at least know the shape of your own country. 3 out of 10. Honestly, this just makes Getty Images even more pathetic than they already are. This map gets a 4 out of 10, and because of Getty Images, I'm gonna knock it down to a further 3 out of 10. I never expect much from mobile games, but this is pretty bad. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Okay, this is actually getting worse the longer I look at it. 3 out of 10. That's cool. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Okay, yeah, this is pretty bad. 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. Just an awful map all around. 2 out of 10. Honestly, the more I look at it, the worse it gets. 2 out of 10. I don't know what they were thinking. 2 out of 10. South America's a bit crooked. 2 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Quick edit here. While I was editing this video, I just realized that this map was kind of familiar. And then when I looked at my older horrible map videos, I realized that this is that same pathetic Getty Images world map. So Insider not only put together a terrible map, they used a Getty Images map. They actually paid for this. Oh god, I think I'm just going to retroactively lower the score to a 2 out of 10 now. But no, I refuse to believe this map is real. 1 out of 10. Move on. Ugh, get it away. 1 out of 10. This one's awful. I gotta give it a 1 out of 10. So we have a map that appears to be a screenshot of a video from some YouTuber named Imp Error Tide Jerstare. Well, let me tell you, as someone who has mapped out the Napoleonic Wars multiple times, this is one of the ugliest depictions of 1812 Europe I've ever seen. The borders are sloppy and ugly, and there's definitely several mistakes, including uncolored islands in several places, but the most egregious thing is definitely the coloring. Blue Britain? Yellow Prussia? That doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. I guess it's a more artistic opinion than a map mistake, but whoever this Imp Error Tiger Stare is, he probably shouldn't bother making any more maps. 1 out of 10. This is cartographic disaster incarnate. 0 out of 10. One of these maps again, 0 out of 10. But other than that, there's hardly anything wrong with this map. Nothing else wrong with it. Nothing at all. Nope. Nothing. African swallow or European swallow out of 10. But alas, it is inaccurate. Greek fantasy out of 10. Then on the 7th day I wept out of 10. I guess I could just split the difference and give it a 5 out of 10, but that seems both simultaneously too harsh and too lenient. I think this calls for a new rating for these type of situations. I'm gonna give this map a pathetic out of 10. Oh no. Oh no. The sloppy coastlines and borders in some areas don't even register in my head when I see a map like this. Because sloppy coastlines and borders do not compare to the fact that, for some reason, Canada has pounced on top of the United States. Meanwhile, France has slid to the left as well. I seem to find these random sliding mistakes at least once an episode now, and I just don't know how this just seems to happen all the time. Then there are several random borders making non-existent countries here and there. Then there is also a landmass that I guess is supposed to be the Canary Islands, but expanded to the African coast. I have no idea.
Then, of course, like most statistical maps such as this, there is no data for Greenland, but also Greenland itself has disappeared, so that sucks. So this map gets the ever so coveted nope out of 10.
For this next map, I was sent a screenshot from Red Skull 77, and it's a map of the Allies of World War II. Well, at least that's what it's labeled to be trying to depict. But so many of the continents here have World War I era borders. There's also a bizarrely enlarged Mexico. So many details are wrong here, I can't even list them all. But being sent a screenshot made me want to see if this was real. Like, this can't be a serious map published on a real website, right? Oh my gosh, it's real. This is on a website and was added by someone with a PhD. How is this allowed? The Ottomans and Austria-Hungary are on this map, dude. You gave Mexico Texas. How did you not notice this and approve this map for your article? Your own bio says that you're an expert on the Ottoman Empire, and the Ottoman Empire on a map of World War II didn't stick out to you? Maybe I'm letting the situation factor too much into the ratings as opposed to just the map in of itself, but because of all of this, this is easily the winner of the ever so coveted nope out of 10.
But I suppose as long as we know that Murmansk and Jacksonville are sister cities, I guess the map gets the job done. 4 out of 10. Wait. What are these incomplete borders in some spots? Why did Slovenia sink into the Adriatic? Okay, forget a 4. We'll give it a 2 out of 10. Oh, Jesus, there's more. Half the Caribbean is gone. Half the Philippines are gone. Iraq restored the Babylonian Empire. The Black Sea was taken over by Bulgaria. El Salvador del Salvador forsake his own country and it sank into the ocean. What is going on with this? All right, you know what? I'm dropping the score again. It's a nope out of 10. Wow, this is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. I get it, logos simplify things. It didn't have to have perfect continental shapes, but surely they could have done better than this. Like, this isn't printed on a cup, this is in pavement. China is missing on this map, and I imagine most imports going into Oakland come from China. Then you also have the Middle East on the left side not matching up with the Middle East on the right side. Like, even with the projection warping, it still doesn't fit. Now, compare this with the logos for the ports in San Francisco and LA. Sure, they're simpler, but at least they don't have horrible maps on them. Do you really want your rivals to have better port logos than you? Come on, Oakland. You already lost the Raiders. You need to step your game up. With all of that in mind, this map gets a nope out of 10. Ah! Oh my god, what is wrong with this map? What happened to Italy and Germany? One would think that they sank into the ocean, but then you realize that there are borders there. So perhaps they just annexed parts of the sea instead? Either way, I have no idea how anyone missed something so drastic like that. Also, this legend, this key, is entirely wrong. No one is apparently a part of the Central Powers based on this, and Germany was apparently a neutral power during World War I. Again, how could anyone miss that? Switzerland is labeling North Africa and made into an allied power. Bulgaria is also made into an allied power that owns Constantinople. Belgium and Netherlands aren't separated. But hey, at least Scotland is separated from the UK finally with Hadrian's Canal over there. This one has got to win the coveted nope out of 10. What on earth? Okay, I have many questions here. Brazil is just mutated? Australia just took over the Pacific Ocean and turned Japan, Indonesia, and the Philippines into lakes. Switzerland apparently took over Venetia, then conducted the Atlantropa plan so they could colonize the Mediterranean. Iran took over the Caspian Sea. Norway took over Denmark, the Baltic Sea, part of the Arctic Ocean. Meanwhile, Russia is an ocean. And is this red Mediterranean thing supposed to be like a revived Roman Byzantine Empire or something? I mean, this whole map is just all over the place. It's like if Picasso, no, not even Picasso would make a map like that. But on the bright side, it's always good to see that on a disease map that Madagascar closed off everything and has no data. This is the map that I am officially rewarding the coveted nope out of 10.
Some reason every continent has its own map projection. Greenland, I guess, has the right size, but now it looks like it's 8,000 miles away from Ireland. Also, Denmark is weirdly decapitated from Europe. Wait, why is there the border of the US but no other country? Why did they give British Guiana all of Venezuela? Why does Britain own Hainan in Indonesia? What happened to Turkey? All right, yeah, this map wins the nope out of 10 easily. We have a map of the United States. Oh my God. Nope out of 10.
It's all there. All the problems are here. It's a map that's so bad that I don't even have to explain it to anyone, you know? Even the less geographically inclined are gonna notice something is off with this map, and honestly, this series couldn't have ended any other way. Nope out of 10. Nope out of 10. Yeah, definitely a nope out of 10. Is that supposed to be Japan? I mean, I guess based on the labels of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that would have to be it, but who approved this? Who saw this and said, oh yeah, that's totally Japan? I feel like even the average person would know that Japan has like 4 main islands, right? This one looks like a deformed Hokkaido and then a weird Honshu Kyushu fusion island down here. And like, Einstein, he's a smart guy, a genius. I feel like it looks bad when you have a very unsmart map in a book about a genius. I mean, yeah, this gets a 0 in aesthetic, and the inaccuracy is bad enough to give it a 0 too, earning it the coveted nope out of 10. Gosh, where do I begin? France absorbed the seas, and the UK, and Denmark, and it now surrounds Germany. Poland has also disappeared, while Bulgaria conquered the deformed-looking Greece down here. Also, I guess Sicily is the only island of the Mediterranean now? I mean, look, if this was a background map and a few frames of the cartoon, that would be one thing, but they clearly wanted us to see the map up close to highlight whatever this red route is supposed to be. And you'd think they'd put in a lot more effort making this map of Europe look, well, like Europe. This one is going to get the coveted nope out of 10.